All right, so I think we're ready to start with my 3.0 wish list, and I'm just gonna say this from the start so everyone knows. Uh, this wish list is not gonna go over buff and nerfs for said specific characters. Maybe we can do something like that in the future. But this one is gonna be talking more about Ultimate as a whole, the game, stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna go over some different points, and number one is gonna be, to no one's surprise, online. And this is an area of Ultimate that can't possibly get any worse, pretty much. But yeah, to get started, better connection. Connection in this game is beyond awful. If a million people have stopped playing this game due to online, I would not be surprised at all. Every time I play online, I actually consider never playing it again, never playing this game again, period, because it's so fucking shitty. So yeah, better connection. Also, of course, these changes I suggest, I do not expect Nintendo to listen. But, it's a wish list. I'm going to pretend I'm a 5-year-old making my list to Santa Claus. So Santa Claus, please listen to me this year. Another point for online is to be able to check connection in advance. So if if you see that the connection is horrible, you can see that they're on McDonald's playing Wi-Fi. You don't even have to start the match. So be able to check connection in advance. That would be amazing. You could see a bar, something like that. Oops, they are at McDonald's on their Wi-Fi. You don't start playing. So that would be very, very good as well. What else for the online section? What else? Oh yeah. This one I know. This one might not affect too many people, but it was annoying when me and Aniolas wanted to play teams in arena, and you actually can't play teams in the arena. You had to play regular online. You couldn't play in the arena for teams, so I think that was pretty annoying. So that's a pretty simple change. This one, maybe even Nintendo can pull this one off, so that's something I'm hoping for as well. That would be cool. Next point, we're gonna move on from online for now. It's more improvements, but that's some ideas of what I would like to see. Next one is gonna be buffer. Reduce/remove buffering. For people wondering what buffering is, basically it is that you hold in inputs in advance to get them out as soon as possible. So let's say with Inkling, for example, I'll use an example. If I do an up throw, while Inkling is in the up throw animation, I can already hold in jump to get the jump to come out frame perfectly. The same thing if you get thrown by my up throw, you can hold in shoulder buttons and stuff to get air dodges frame perfect. I think that's very, very bad. Yo, Liz, thank you for the 28 months. So yeah, I think that's very, very bad. I feel like timing should be more rewarded. I feel like buffering, especially buffering as big as it is in Ultimate, you don't get rewarded for having good timing. You don't need to practice a quarter second buffer. It might not be exactly a quarter, but it's very, very long buffer. That's my point. The buffer in this game is insanely long, and I feel like having good timing does not get rewarded at all. Neither to do some combos or escaping them. It's everyone is already frame perfect in some regards immediately, and I think that's absolutely horrible. So reduce, or even better, remove buffering in most areas. That's something I think would be good. And of course, I don't expect everyone to agree with all of my changes, but this is what I'm hoping for. Another one is remove snapping to ledge. You would think that people should have to space their uppies and stuff to grab ledge. They did it they removed some of the snapping to the ledge from Smash 4, but I feel like it should be removed entirely. I feel like you should have to like space your up B or whatever recovery tool you have. I don't think you should be like, oh, you have like a awful timing, but you still get rewarded by grabbing the ledge. I think that's bad. I think that's like the bare minimum of what we should have to ask for a competitive player to be able to snap to the ledge. And I know some people say blah blah blah, casual players, yada yada. I understand why a lot of these changes, like why a lot of these things are in the game. But once again, this is what I personally hope for. If they made the game like a tenth of the speed like the Ultimate have now, I would understand. It would make it even more accessible to players. Like, you can always make it more accessible. Doesn't mean that I personally find it as fun in all areas. After that, we're gonna have being able to shield right after you dash. In this game, after you dash, you can't shield for a very, very long time, which I think is really annoying. I think it's also pretty bad. I know some people like it. I personally don't. I feel like when I dash, I should be able to shield right away. So yeah, that's another change I hope to see. Better platform movement. This one is pretty big. Better platform movement, I feel like would be very good for this game. Being at platforms, you feel very, or at least I feel very, very limited. I feel like something like adding shield drop. We can actually add that as like a note here. Shield drop, for example. Shield drop would be amazing. An amazing way to deal with, you being at platforms. Partly you can. It's not like when a lot of people hear shield dropping, they're thinking, oh, someone hits my shield and I shield drop and attack them. But it can also be like you are on the platform, they are on the ground, and you make an aggressive maneuver to quickly get down and hit them. It doesn't only have to be like, someone hits my shield, I shield drop, try to counterattack. Sometimes it can be like pure aggression shield drops as well. I feel like people don't talk about those enough. Another point during this section could be Waveland / Wave Dash off platforms. Oops. For me, it doesn't make any sense. If you try to Waveland or Wave Dash off a platform, you actually just get stuck by the ledge, which limits platform movement by a lot. I think it's very bad. It doesn't make any sense to me why that was added in the first place. But yeah, that's how it is currently. I feel like Waveland and Wave Dashing off platforms will help a lot. At the very, very least, Wavelands. I think Waveland getting improved probably have like... I don't think like the higher ups would have as much against Waveland as Wave Dash. That's just like, theory of mine. But I feel like both of these areas would help platform movement feel, more smooth, more quick. I think that would be a very good change. Very good change. Next one is going to be add more hit stun. Oops, can't type. Add more hit stun. I feel like this also would be very, very cool. More hit stun would lead to more combo potential. You get more rewarded for landing hits. Stuff like that. I think the hit stun we saw in Melee was really, really good if you ask me. Like, a lot of combos are true. Like, we're gonna come back to this a little bit when we talked about other areas as well. But adding more hit stun, more stuff, you would have more combo potential for sure, which I think is good. I think Smash as a spectator sport, I feel like a lot of people get very hyped when longer, cooler sequences are possible to pull off. I don't think it's a coincidence that Melee is a very, very popular spectator sport. Despite, some disadvantages the game might have with like less characters, for example. A very, very old game with, you know, a lot of the same players performing good year after year. Despite that, Melee does obviously have something. Otherwise, why would so many people tune in to watch every single time, you know? So yeah, add more hit stun, something I would do for sure. This one is also gonna be, actually we can have it a little bit under, it's not entirely hit stun related, but I know make DI more important, because if you have more hit stun, I don't think it necessarily have to be amazing unless you make DI more important as well. In this game, I feel like DI doesn't really matter too much. It matters when you might die, like you barely die or you don't die. In those type of scenarios, DIs are very, very important. But in most situations with the combos, DI actually does not really matter too much. It's very like set combos. I've seen many combos with different characters been done exactly the same way hundreds of times already. So I think with more hit stun and more DI, then it'll be much more room for creative combos. So in this one, we can also include like reverse hits. Some hits you can hit reverse, but a lot of hits in this game you actually can't hit reverse. If you have someone like above you, and you're like Lucina, for example, and you do fair, you get like, your character gets pushed to one of the sides. So either you get a fair sending forward, or you end up like on the wrong side and you miss entirely. So yes, people will say melee, melee, melee. Yes, the Punish game is melee inspired. I personally love how Punish game and melee works. We're not only the person that makes the combos, but also the person getting comboed is like super interacted in like what is going on, which is a huge reason why people hate wobbling, is because the interaction from the person getting comboed is removed entirely. So I've hit stun, more DI, and reverse hits. It opens up an endless combo tree, which also means that you need to change the engine a little bit, if you ask me. Make it a little bit less floaty, make it a little bit, faster in fall speed. Also means that people would land on platforms more, which also is going to be very important for DIs, because in melee, when you get hit by something and you DI properly, many times you barely slide on the platform, so you can escape the combo. But in a more floaty engine, you are not gonna like be able to DI, so you slide on the platform and then escape. That's not nearly as possible the floatier you have the engine. So a little bit faster engine, fall faster, stuff like that. Something I personally would like to see. Next one, reduce input delay. I think this one is very important. For some reason, Ultimate have the biggest input delay in Smash history. Basically, what it means is if you press a button, the time it takes from the fact that you press the button until it comes out on the screen is longer. Is very long in this game. And now, like, some smart ass people are gonna try to say, oh, I never notice anything. Just because you don't notice it doesn't mean it's not there. So just to get that out of the way, but yeah, a lot of input delay in this game for sure, which I think is bad. It means that reacting to stuff, a lot of times you can't properly react and punish to stuff, which I feel is very off. I'm not saying that every time someone makes a move, you should be able to react and get a punish. That's not how it works. But it's like, it's overdone. Like the absurd amount of input delay makes it like pretty much non-existent in comparison. So it's like pushing it too much in that direction. Also with punishing. Also gets worse from this. By whiff punishing is basically someone like maybe jumps, land with a move, and you come in and punish afterwards, pretty much. So if you reduce input delay, not only will the game feel smoother, cleaner, these areas will also be able to be pushed more. More hit stun would make stuff like juggling, like it would make juggling more possible for sure. But as I talked about, adding more DI and stuff would also, like, you know, add more layers on all of this. Like, as I said, only having a lot of hit stun but no DI, I don't think that's good. You need both. You need both. A lot of hit stun, but also a lot of DI as well. And then, yeah, combine that with reverse hits and changing like floaty engine to like less floaty engine, and you have a punish game that even after almost 2 decades still gets optimized. Okay, this one I know a bunch of people will say no, but I personally enjoy edge hogging much more instead. One of my bigger issues with the way ledges works in Ultimate and Smash 4 is that going to the ledge is too strong. Many times, even in this game, like Ultimate, edge guarding in Ultimate matters much more than in Smash 4. And don't get me wrong, I think that's good. I really like edge guarding as a concept. I think it's amazing. Cool to see, cool to pull off. Being off stage feels more, how do you say? It feels more fretful. But even though they went in the right direction, according to me, I still feel that stealing the ledge from someone already hanging there, it means that going to the ledge is too strong, especially combined with where do we have snapping to the ledge part. It's so many times when I play this game, I know I can bet $1 million that this opponent of mine is gonna go for the ledge, and I can't do anything to prevent him from doing that. That what I can do is trying to 2-frame or ledge trap. But if you ask me, if I'm 100% certain he will do this, and he is in a bad position off stage, it doesn't make sense to me that I can't punish it harder. I personally think that's bad. So yeah, I think going to ledge is way too strong when you can't like block the ledge from them. Like, again, I will make a reference to melee, but if you have a Mewtwo off stage, for example, I will use him since he has a teleport recovery. If Mewtwo is teleporting, let's say the ledge is here, right? The ledge is here, Mewtwo is here, and the stage is obviously up here. Mewtwo, if I hold the ledge and he goes for the ledge, he's dead. Which means that I create a dangerous mix-up for Mewtwo. Will he go on stage or will he go for the ledge? It's a dangerous mix-up for him. He can be brave and go for the ledge, and if I leave the ledge thinking he's going on stage, he gets the ledge. But if he always goes on stage because he's afraid of dying, then, you know, I can just punish him over and over and over. It creates a mix-up of like, I have to guess in advance. Is he going to go on stage or is he going to go on the ledge? But in Ultimate, you will see that in these type of scenarios, it's like people always go for ledge. And even if I know that they are doing it, it's not much I can do about it. So I really don't think the stealing the ledge part is a good idea at all. I understand it was added probably mainly because of 8-player Smash, but also that so many people think that edge hogging is like, oh, you grab ledge and they're automatically dead. People saying that say that because they have absolutely no idea how edge guarding works in melee. They have no idea how it works in melee. I can understand that it can be pretty brutal when you have no idea how to recover. I totally understand that. But once you have learned how it works, I personally think it's much more fun. So of course on a wish list, I'm going to say something I think is more fun. So edge hogging instead. But something that will be added as well, something I would change in melee, if I could have from the start, is that reduce invincibility time. Invincibility. Basically what I mean here is that you can do it 3, maybe 4 times. In melee, if you grab the ledge, you get your full invincibility back over and over and over again. So you can technically grab the ledge 1,000,000 times and you keep getting your invincibility back. I think a good middle ground will be 3 or 4 times. And before people wonder why, why is it 1 time not enough? It is because many times when you grab the ledge and you have someone off stage and you want to edge guard. So let's say you hang on the ledge. You jump out to hit them. You hit them. You upbeat to ledge. Now you have no invincibility. Meaning that many times, if you miss even 1 time, then it also means that if your opponent gets back to the stage before you, you can get spiked and die. Which means many times, especially in a more floaty engine in Ultimate, going off stage is not worth the risk. Because many times you risk dying while your reward is 10-15% that you have to repeat over and over and over again. Which is hard against a good opponent, obviously. So the risk reward in many scenarios don't really make sense to keep going for, off stage play, because you have no invincibility if you guess incorrectly. So I think that will be it would make sense to have 3 or 4 times to make sure that you don't discourage edge guards, but you also have a limit so people don't camp the ledge, which especially in Brawl was an issue, but also in Melee you can see it being an issue from time to time as well. And also, in before people are like, oh, but like edge hogging, some characters wouldn't be able to compete. You could design a game with edge hogging in mind. As I said, I'm not going to go into all characters. That might be, a future talk, how to like buff or nerf characters. But if edge hogging hypothetically came back to a Smash game, it doesn't mean that, whoops, these characters will never be able to compete. You can and should take it into account. But every character making it back for free, I do not think it's like, oh, this is how it have to be by any means. Also regarding the ledge, I would like to see you be able to act faster. Many times in Ultimate, when I grab the ledge, I'm stuck on the ledge for too long. I don't know the exact frame data in all the Smash games, but from the moment I grab the ledge to the moment I can drop from the ledge or act from the ledge it's way too long. Like, if I hang on the ledge and someone is off stage and I hit them, I up B back to the ledge. I don't want to be stuck there for like 1/3 of a second or whatever it is. I feel like they should reduce that number by a lot. You should be able to act much faster. Like after you grab the ledge, you should be able to act sooner again. That's something I think would be good for sure as well. I think these are mainly the points I wanted to add. Yeah, no, it looks pretty good. Online, we have talked about buffer, remove snapping to ledge, able to shield right after you dash, better platform movement, more hit stun, DI more important, reverse hits, engine, reduce input delay. Yeah, no, I think this is most of it. It's probably something I forgot in this, but I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with this list so far. And once again, I do not expect these changes to actually happen, but these are changes that I personally think would make the game more fun to play. But yeah, please let me know, everyone, what you guys think about the changes. Which one do you think are good? Which one do you think are bad? Also, please explain why you think they're good and bad. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one.